Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. And now to honor America, please join in the singing of our national anthem. Representing the three-time Stanley Cup champion New Jersey Devils, Arlette.
I feel like I'm at a game. Oh my gosh. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy. That's trademarked. Devils Sunday! I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Shorts Guy in studio. Beer Baron is somewhere. He thinks it's 8:13 p.m. Eastern right now, so he's a little late. Scotty has the night off because, why? Because he's a workhorse, and I said, Scotty, take a night off, enjoy yourself, watch this podcast, critique us from afar, and yes. Oh, Shorts Guy, we're streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Devils are at a crossroads in their 2021-22 season. But I don't want to rip off another podcast called Hockey on Tap, but what beer are you drinking today?
I am a well, for the guys which
there, right?
a lot of puns in there. I have Sam. I was actually with the Hockey on Tap guys today. I was with Billy, not Billy Dean, but little Steven Schwim. We played some foot golf today, and I had one of these earlier today, and I'm going to open it on air right now in front of my camera. I am going to have, Sam, a beer. Let me get this. There you go. Properly here. I'm going to just have a beer. Oh, yeah. And I just got beer all over the camera and my computer.
Wow.
But I just opened a beer. Hold on. Let me wipe off this camera.
That looks like a tasty beer.
It is a tasty beer brought to you by our friends at Departed Souls. They brought it's been so long since I've really been on. They bring us a beer. And it's actually called the New Jersey IPA.
Guess who just joined us?
And
Beer Baron.
Beer Baron. Hey. I'm going to take a sip right now. Can you hit your camera like I did?
I tried.
And I'm going to drink some beer on camera right now.
Hey,
I
cheers to
can't
you, brother.
hear you. Are you drinking beer? I can't
I
hear.
am drinking a beer on camera. A beer.
Nondescript.
Oh.
You better cease and desist what you're saying.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop
No,
it right there.
Good times.
I have
Good
to
times
say,
had by all.
I have to say, this beer actually does come courtesy of our friend Brian, who's the owner of Departed Souls Brewery. He was able to hook me up yesterday and send some beer with a friend of ours, Sal. It is called the New Jersey IPA. It is a great beer. There's a backstory that maybe we'll get into at some point. There's beer all down my equipment here because I opened it up ceremoniously on camera. However, it is a good beer, and Departed Souls is a damn good brewery. If you are in Jersey City, you should check them out. They are Devils fans. They are Departed Souls, and they are fans of the podcast. So definitely check them out. But their beer is damn good.
Yeah, I couldn't get our legal analyst on the podcast today, so we won't talk about anything.
Yeah, that's fine. You know,
let's get back to the subject at hand because we're at a crossroads right now with the New Jersey Devils in the 2021-22 season, 3-game losing streak, losing badly, 18-1, outscored last 3 games. Beer Baron, I'd like to hear what you have to say about all this losing.
Nondescript Beer Baron. So I remember we were talking about it the last time we were together, and we were talking about like, is it time to stop celebrating and time to get a little concerned? I don't know, bro. Like this I want to say from the Rangers game until this point, I've been very concerned about what's been going on with this team, as most Devil fans have been. But what sucks is like this is starting to feel just like last year. This is starting to feel like the years of like we just want to forget that the Devils are playing. And what I mean by that is like, for example, the Winnipeg game. I turned the game on and they're already down 2-0. I'm like, dude, I got my kids to bed and everything was great. And I was like doing some things around the house, I was washing dishes, and I'm like getting ready to like put on the game. And I'm like, hey man, it's 8:00. I'm like, I got a little bit. I'll let the first period kind of roll a little bit. I turn it on and it's 2-0. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right? And then all of a sudden it's 3-0. And I'm like, oh my God. But then there was that hope. Like they came back. I was like, all right, 3-1. And I jokingly said to you guys, I'm like, I turned the game off and they scored. So now I can't watch the game for the rest of the night.
We weren't going to let you watch the rest of the game.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you're not weirdly superstitious like that as a sports fan, then you're not really a sports fan, in my opinion. But I
think that's hockey. That's more so hockey than any other sport, by the way.
Oh, for sure. But like I didn't watch. And then I'm like just watching, the updates on my phone. I'm like, oh my God, all right, 3-2. I'm like, okay, 3-3. I'm like, hey, all right. 3-4 or 4-3. And I'm like, hey, oh my God. I'm like, this is the resiliency that we saw in the beginning of the year. I'm like, okay, maybe they aren't taking that downward spiral turn. And then, as they say, the wheels fell off. I will tell you that I did not turn the game on, even when they were winning. Even when they were winning 4-3, I still did not turn the game back on. And it fell apart so quickly that my phone would buzz, and I thought someone was texting me, and it wasn't. It was the phone to remind me how much they suck and how bad they're getting beat. It's just like my phone was like, yo, by the way, the Devils got scored on again. And it's like, boop, by the way, dude, what is going on? And I'm like, and it just, I hope that they can right the ship. And you see an interview with Nico, and he looks defeated and he looks pissed off, and as he should.
Yeah.
But this team is just like, come on, dude, we can't do this again. I don't want to be talking about the draft lottery in December. I really don't. Like it's going to get. Come on, damn it.
Yeah.
Shorts guy. I want to hear your opinion.
I totally agree. I mean, my opinion, first of all, on the last couple scores. So I'm going to bring them up here. I just had the damn app up. Um, First of all, we have an alarming trend of allowing the first goal. That's
Yeah.
first and foremost that I do not like. It's an alarming trend of allowing the first goal. And when you do that, you're behind the eight ball right away. And this is not like, oh, you allow the first goal in the second period, whatever. This is early in the game we're allowing the first goal consistently, which is a problem. However, we've allowed 8 goals against Winnipeg, 5 goals against Minnesota, 5 goals against San Jose, and we scored 5 and only allowed 2 against the lowly Philadelphia Flyers last Sunday. We're allowing way too many goals, and we're allowing that first goal way too early and way too often. So that's a problem. So there's a problem there, and I love Mackenzie Blackwood, and he's supposed to be the next great thing, but I don't know. We got to keep that first goal out of the net. We need to be on the front foot scoring that first goal earlier and more often, but we're not. There's something there, and I know I spoke to you guys in our group text at one point, like, when is Ruff going to be out? And it's at some point they can't keep going along like this. And I know they had spoken about winning something like 3 out of every 5 or something like that earlier on in the season. But I don't like getting my alerts because it's now in the throes of my high school hockey season. So I'm at it like, a rink every other night or every night, it feels like. So I'm getting most of these alerts, and it's like, oh, Devils concede a goal first. It's like, come on, like, what the hell? And it's like early on.
Mhm.
That's a problem. That's a problem. And that's something that you can correct, but it's something that they're not correcting. And it's a mindset thing. At that point, it's a mindset thing. It's there it is. We allowed the first goal again. And then if the goalie's allowing the first goal, that's going to eventually wear on the defense and eventually wear on the forwards. Like, well, he let it up again. You need to have confidence from the goalie on out, and I don't know if they have that right now, especially with, 5, 10, 18 goals in the last 3 games. 18 goals allowed in the last 3 games. Those are roller hockey numbers that are somewhat normal, but still high because I've allowed that amount.
Oh my God.
Over the course of 3 weeks, but holy hell, like, when I saw that Winnipeg score, I'd gone out to dinner on Friday night. I was like, I just need to go out to dinner. And it's like, Devils are down 3-0, and then 3-1, 3-2, 3-3. It's like, oh, here we go. And I'm looking who scored. It's like, oh, fantasy point, ding, 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 fantasy points. But then it's like 4-4. All right, we're in this, and then 5-4, 6-4, 7-4, 8-4, boom. Like, that's a problem. Yeah. That's just it's a wholesale problem that we got to change, and it sucks to see going down early. And it's a defeatist thing that if you go down early often, it's not a good mindset for your team to be on, to be chasing the game every single time.
Yeah. So is it in your opinion, is it a goalie issue or is it a defensive issue? I know that they're saying, like, and Nico in the post game after that Winnipeg game was basically saying, like, we're not making it hard on other teams. We're basically giving them the opportunity to go in there and score. And, obviously not elaborating on what he's saying. And that can be taken in many different ways. Are the forwards not coming back and playing defensive, hockey, or they're not playing smart enough? And listen, we've all had our feet in hockey in a sense, you more so than anybody else in this podcast, 100%. But looking at it from an outsider's point of view, it looks like the team, it's not that they don't have the push, it just looks sloppy at points, and it just looks undisciplined. And it looks like, so now are we talking about coaching? Are we talking about goaltending? Are we talking about defensively? Are we talking about, the forwards? So now it's like breaking down where the things are going wrong, because some people are calling, like, maybe we should call up Schmid or Dawes from the AHL, since they had been pretty lights out, to help the goaltending situation. Okay, that maybe we should call up the coach from Utica, who 16-2 Utica. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went on a little ramble there. But what is your opinion?
it seems to be, especially those words of Nico. It's a full team failure because as much shtick as a goalie will get for letting the goal in, the player carrying the puck, and the puck needs to come through 5 teammates prior to getting to any goaltender on any sheet of ice. So that's a whole team failure. If Nico is saying we're not making it hard enough for the teams, for the other teams, meaning that they're not playing as a full team, they're not playing hard-nosed hockey. There's definitely no longer an NFZ in front of the net. And it's getting through all 3 forwards, both defensemen, and then you're on your goalie. So it's a failure of all 6 of the players on the ice from stopping that play and then eventually the goal. So that right there sounds like there's some kind of a full team mentality where it's just not working. Bringing up the Utica coach, although that might sound like the absolute go-to right now, but the AHL is a whole different league than the NHL.
Oh,
And
for sure.
And the NHL is where the best of the best are, and the AHL is the proving grounds. We just may have a very solid team in the lower division. And if that's the case, that's fine. That doesn't mean it's going to translate up to here. But there's something going on, and there's got to be some kind of a change. If Nico sees that they're not making it hard enough on the other teams to score, then there's something that's going on that's more than just the play on the ice, and it's something that has to change overall.
Yeah.
Mac Black. It doesn't seem to it doesn't seem to matter. Sam's got his hand up. Sam, yes, Sam.
Yes,
What would
Sam.
you like to say?
I keep on. I should probably go to last year's podcast and review the notes because it seems like history's repeating itself. So I'll go back to what I was saying last year. Sell the team. We need a culture change.
No.
Everything
Yes.
everything needs to go.
Yes. Nope.
That's what I said last
Beer
year.
Baron. No,
I'm
Beer
not
Baron.
disagreeing.
I'm-
I'm not disagreeing. I'm sighing because I'm like, I thought we were past this. Like, I thought this year was like, it felt so good. And listen, it could turn around.
Yeah,
I hate to be so negative so quickly because, just like we don't want to get overly excited about the team, we don't want to get overly negative about the team. But it's the same, if the stove is, what is it? Like, if I burn my hand once and know the stove is hot, and why keep going to touch it or whatever the hell that is? Like, don't be an idiot. But the team, it feels like the GM is putting the right pieces in place. And I don't want to say it's Lindy Ruff or the coaching staff because they're the easiest scapegoats to go after. And it's easy to go, it's the coach, it's the coach, it's the coach. And sometimes it's true. 100% sometimes it's true.
I don't think it's the coaches, to be honest.
But you can't go out there and have a bag skate and the team play garbage, and then you have another bag skate where you're basically blasting the guys in practice and basically calling them out for being lazy, and then they keep going out there and repeating the same thing. So you're right, there is something missing with this team. There's something, and some people are like, Nico's not the right captain. Shut up! Shut up! Are you behind? This has and to Nico's defense, this happens to every single captain of this team except for Scott Stevens. Jamie Langenbrunner wasn't the right captain in a lot of people's eyes. Andy Green was not the right captain in a lot of people's eyes. There's always going to be somebody that's going to be... Bryce Salvador was not the right captain in some people's eyes. Dude, give me a break. They were captain for a reason. The team believes in them for a reason. And it's not all on the captain's shoulders. You could have a guy out there that's dogging it, and the captain could be in their face. The coach could be in their face. It's just in that dude's DNA. So there's something going on with this team that needs to be fixed, but now it's just a matter of how the hell do you fix it? Do you shake up the team and make a big trade? Because that's another option.
We do have an option of bringing up some of those Utica guys and potentially sending down some guys down to Utica.
Ty Smith.
But it's been brewing inside me for a while, but I'm going to have to agree with Sam. It's Sell the team. There's a culture up top.
Oh my God!
There's
I was just repeating what I said last year. I didn't say that.
but
I didn't say don't get me in trouble, Shorts Guy.
fine. I'll get in trouble and say it. Sell the damn team because I don't like the culture that they're building. It's not. I mean, an article just came out that we're the worst experience for fans at the arena. As much as they want to pat themselves on the back, that article came out. What you take it what you want. Sell the damn team because this culture of Philadelphia ownership has got to go. I've had enough. Just walking around at games, the couple games I've gone to, it's not. I'm going to come out and say it's not fun. It's not fun at the arena.
So what would you change to make it fun at the arena? Because if the team, but this goes hand in hand, because if the team is winning, that also breeds excitement into the team or into like just being there.
Fair. Although I'm going to tell you this, when I'm there, I feel like there's such a corporate air to everything that it's stuffy as hell.
That's true.
That's
100% true. That's 100% true.
But that's with a lot of teams too.
But you want to know what? It doesn't. That's great, but it doesn't have to be. I see the ticket reps, and whatever. That's your job. I see the ticket reps walking around, all these nice 3-piece suits, blah blah blah. They look real spiffy. That's great, but they look stuffy. Like it doesn't look like I'm there for a good time. I look like I'm just trying to be sold on being there. I'm a customer. I'm a number. I'm not a supporter. I'm not a fan. I'm dollar signs to someone's end of year bonus. That's what I feel like I am to this team. I'm dollar signs to an end of year bonus. They don't really give a care that I'm there to support the team. All they care about is I've spent my little bit of money that I have to come down to a game, and I filled the seat and I filled a part of a quota. It's corporate, and there's a cutthroat corporate feeling up top when it comes to other things of involving the team or the air around the team. Just make it more of an experience. Hire people from New Jersey, not Philadelphia, or some interns coming out of college from some marketing program at some college. Hire New Jersey people. Get people who actually like this team, that care about this team, that are not trying to climb a corporate ladder. Get people who really care. Don't call me when there's a trade because you're trying to sell me tickets on a name. And that's everything that happens.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Dougie Hamilton. You want to come out to the game? No, because I don't know what the hell Dougie Hamilton's going to do with this team. Oh, we just did this. Great. Well, I've been here longer than you, and I'll be here longer than you will be here. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I haven't been on for weeks, and it sounds like it's just I'm complaining.
I didn't cut off Shorts Guy.
You froze him.
No,
you froze him.
I swear
you froze him out.
That's his
you froze him out.
Feed,
that was corporate. No, you know what that was? That was corporate figuring out a way to like sneak into oh, we almost got him. We almost got him. They snuck in and they froze his feed for a second. Like, talk about bad about us, would you? Boop. I picture some like guy from the 1920s. Yeah, see, I'm gonna get you too. Boop. No, and I don't disagree with this, and I mean it all harkens back to like the whole third jersey experience. And like, listen, it's that jersey has grown on me, and we've talked about that ad nauseum and all that kind of stuff. But like, I feel also that this team, also feels that way because we're not winning. When you're winning, you could legitimately walk into a no frills building and watch your team and pay $30 a beer and not give a damn. But if your team is out there every night competing and winning and it's fun to watch, then who cares about all the bells and whistles around you? And I think that's where it has to start. And they're doing the right things of bringing some people in. You brought Graves in. Awesome. You brought Hamilton in. Awesome. I feel like the offense is almost there. You can't rely on Dawson Mercer to be your third. As much as, listen, and we've been praising this kid, and rightfully so, and he is in a Calder conversation, it's a rookie, and you can't expect him to be shouldering that much weight for the entire year. You need other guys to start stepping up. having Jack back in the lineup is great. He scored a goal already. I mean, there's certain things about this team that once everything on paper starts to actually work out on ice, it's going to be fun again. The problem is like, we keep saying the same thing. There's something that is amiss about the team, whether it's defensively. Ty Smith has been a mess this year. And I said this when I went to the game right before Thanksgiving, and I was watching the Minnesota Devils game. It was either that one or a different game. I might have been watching TV. I don't know. Maybe I was having a beer. Who knows? But I was watching a game, and I was watching Ty Smith play, and he looked lost. He coughing up the puck, doing things that were un-Ty Smith like. He seems afraid to move the puck. He seems afraid to even play like he used to.
Chances.
And
take chances.
To take chances. He seems like he's afraid to do it. I don't know if you need to go find who the hell was it that he was paired with that he was like, Ty Smith can go do whatever he wants because freaking we just played him. Come on. I can't, my brain doesn't work, guys. Begins with an L.
It's not colors and shapes, so you don't know.
No,
if it was
exactly.
colors and shapes, you'd remember.
Come on, who the hell was the defenseman that we had last year, War 71, before Siegenthaler got to the Devils? Come on, Larionov. Kulikov, there we go. I don't know why I have Larionov in my head. Kulikov with Ty Smith was a great combination because Kulikov was like, he was the steady force that Ty Smith needed. And I think they need to find somebody that's going to fill that role. And I don't think it's PK Subban, and I don't think it's, Damon Severson. I think he needs to have somebody he knows that can be, all right, if I screw up, I got so-and-so behind me that's going to back me up. And maybe that's what the kid is missing is not his own confidence, it's the confidence in other people. Other things that are going wrong with the team, like they can't score. They can't score. That one line is real hot. This has been the Devils. Listen, if you're brand new to being a Devils fan, welcome to what is normal. One line that's hot. Everybody else is cold. Nobody else can score. Guess what's going to happen? The hot line is going to cool down, not just a little bit. They're going to go dead silent. Then another line's going to get somewhat hot. And then a couple guys are going to start scoring. We can never have 3-4 lines rolling consistently. We're never going to have a 40-goal guy. We're not going to have a Connor McDavid and a Draisaitl, where Draisaitl's got 20 goals already on the season or something like that. That stuff like happens in like a few teams here and there. The Devils have never and will never have that. So you got to find like where can we be consistent?
Yeah, but that doesn't always work. I mean, but that doesn't. But just having that one or two hot scorer doesn't always work. I mean, look, you bring up Draisaitl. Look at Edmonton with the roster that they have had for the last 5, 6, 7 years. They should have won at least 3 cups by now, and they've barely scratched the second round of the playoffs. They're not a cohesive team. And that's got to be part of this problem. There's something that's not going right with this team, and there's something that either the players themselves or the coaching staff has to be like, hey, this has to change, or even if it's the GM to say, listen, if this doesn't change, then we're going to start moving people, and we'll start bringing in pieces that might work, and we'll ship you out, and it just. Sometimes, as much as we love these players and as much as we love this team, it is a business, at the end of the day. And sometimes some players just don't work within a system, but other players might, and you bring one in and it could change everything. And that could be a potential solution, but you also need to have an asset to shift to another team to bring another positive asset in, which we haven't really been in a position to be like, hey, we have assets that we want to move to bring in another asset, something that's going to improve the team. We've just been sellers like, hey, we're open for business, fire sale, pick, let's get some draft picks. And we haven't really been in that position with our lack of success over the last couple of years in order to, be buyers. We've been sellers the last couple seasons. So, but something has to change, and we're not privy to what's going on in the locker room. We don't know what the coaches are saying. We don't know what's going on. We don't know if maybe there's a good culture there. It's just not clicking right yet, but it's close, which does happen on occasion. But like we talked about early on, you look at the record from the last 3 games, 18 goals against in 3 games. That's, as far as I'm concerned, from the goalie viewpoint, that's horrific. 18 goals against in 3 games is horrific. 5, 5, and 8, that's not good. None of that goaltending core should be happy. The goaltending coach should not be happy, and the rest of the team should not be happy. Because if you're if you're a goalie allowing 5 or more in a game, you're putting a lot of pressure on your forwards to have to score 6 just to win, or 5 just to get to a shootout. But if you're allowing 5 in the game, you're gonna have, as the forwards are gonna have zero confidence in you as the goalie in a shootout situation for a win. So there's something that's got to change.
Nobody has any confidence in the Devils in a shootout anymore. Zero.
I know.
Like none.
I know.
None. How many we won in the last 4 years? One.
That little dip of the glove shake. Hey, you shoot it here to my glove. Oh, I have it. That's gone. That was the move. That was the original move in the shootouts. Little glove shake and hold it a little low. Oh, no, I got it. That was the move, and it worked. That's gone.
Yep.
And there's no. So confidence builds from the crease on out, and there is no confidence. So it could also just be as simple as a lack of confidence amongst this team. They are a young group. We cannot stress that enough. They're a young group, and they're gonna go through this, and they're gonna need a confidence builder. Everyone from Blackwood on out is young. Blackwood looks like he could be the guy, but no one is showing it's their crease right now, as far as I'm concerned.
And that's the other thing you bring up. A great point is that they're a young team, and is it to the point of, are they too young? That's could be good or bad. It could be good or bad because being I think they are the youngest team in the NHL is not a bad thing, because as you grow, you go through these bumps and bruises, and you would hope that the team is growing together and you're growing in the right direction. The other bad side of that is some teams or some people, it's just human nature that if you're in a group and you start picking up negative habits, those negative habits can become more prominent than positive habits, or growing, instead of growing in the right direction, you're growing in a negative direction because you're doing it as a unit. You're not just like individually having, we're having a bad stretch, but don't worry, we still have, 3 lines out of the 4 that are still clicking. There has to be, and I think we've talked about this in the last 2 years, the lack of consistency, and the only consistency last year was like how bad they were. So like they were bad at just being bad. But
and
so far in
the
young season,
consistency. We're falling back,
into bad habits. Exactly, falling into bad habits, and then just kind of going with the whatever. Like I wish we could sit in that locker room and just be like, guys, what the blank are we thinking right now? Not like, what are you thinking? Like, what seriously is going on in your mind? Like, how do you feel right now? How do you feel about the season? Are you like comfortable with losing? Are you cool with losing? Are you all right with it? Because talking about culture, that is a loser mentality, to just be like, yeah, we're cool with losing, whatever. We lost the game. Did you get your paycheck? I got mine. All right, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
You can't just show up to show up.
Sammy, what would you like to say?
Oh, well, this is what I want to say. All joking aside, if you go back to what I was saying last season, and you said the key word before in your spiel, Shorts Guy, mindset. One of the things that I got really cranky about that third jersey coming out, and I'm being serious when I was saying this, I thought it was a distraction because we just come off that win against Tampa. And I remember driving home from Florida, I'm thinking to myself, God, just don't distract the team. We got a good thing going here, but these guys, good teams will not get distracted, because I remember during the Lou years, everything was about winning the cup. It didn't matter if you were the janitor, you were a player, coach, whatever, fan. It was all about making sacrifices for the betterment of the team, or winning a cup. winning a Stanley Cup. And I just felt, okay, this jersey came out, we had our little hoopla, whatever. And then it just seemed like they lost concentration, the team. They went into bad habits. A lot of the things that Ty Smith has done, I'm not going to blame the kid, but it was undisciplined. Dougie Hamilton gets crotch-checked from behind. Should have been a penalty. But as an alternate captain, you can't, cross-check and spear the other guy right afterwards when you're down 2 goals. God bless you.
Yeah.
And,
thanks.
and it just all boils down to, is it the coaches, the player? To me, I think Tom Fitzgerald's done a great job. I think the players are extremely talented. I think the coaching staff is fantastic. I think it all boils down to what I say from last year. It comes from up top. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm not going to point fingers. Joshua Harris, David Blitzer, you're not doing a great job. They've obviously funded the team.
You just did.
We're not bankrupt. But I just think there's just a lack of focus on winning. 3rd jersey, that's nice. But get the winning down first, because winning solves everything. You could have the worst jersey, but if the Devils wear that
Predators.
jersey, if the Devils wear that jersey and it's the worst looking jersey of all time, but they whip out 11 straight, I'll wear that jersey all day long. Winning solves everything. Just win. But see, the problem is
hey, listen, man. That's the whole mentality that this team used to have. It was never about the name on the back. It's about the crest on the front, right?
Yeah. But the crest changed.
I know. And listen, and there's whatever. Who cares? Honestly, looking at the Predators jersey, if you hated the jersey, at least it doesn't say Smashville on it. Sounds like something inappropriate you'd say to your friend's mom or something like that. Like, we're going to take you. Like, it's just it makes the Devil's 3rd jersey look like a tuxedo. We'll put it that way. But I don't know, dude. Listen, for anybody out there that's like, yo, stop being negative. You don't think we want to not be negative? Like, I don't want to be negative about this team. I don't think Sam or Shorts Guy want to be negative about this team. It's just like, it's the reality of being let down all the time. Like, you get excited about it. They do the right things. They're doing the right moves. They're bringing in the right people. And it's not that we're so negative about it. It's just like, what the hell? Like, we're just trying to figure it out. Like, what is missing? Like, what is that last piece that they need? Is it a move? Is it a trade? I know like people like throwing around when Jack signed that big contract, there was a lot of people that were like, well, all right, now we have to figure out how to get Quinn Hughes here. I'm not against it. As Abe Simpson once said, I ain't for it and I ain't against it. But I'll tell you what, it's going to cost you a pretty penny to get him over here. And I know that. Sorry.
Somebody's censoring Shorts Guy today.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
I know that
Simpsons references have been my entire day today. Just by the way, with hanging out with the Hockey on Tap guys, it's been Simpsons references all day.
And it fits into every part of life too. But like,
you can add it to every conversation anyway.
You really can. But if that's the move that they want to do, there's a lot of people that are saying that they want to get DeBrusque from Boston. Listen, I don't know if there's a move that you could make onto this team that would make it better or worse. They need scoring, and that's obvious. But they have the talent to score. It's just they need to figure out if it's the system that's breaking down. Because look at the power play, for crying out loud. If you're like, don't be negative, dude. Take a look at the power play. We're not negative. We don't hate the team. Yeah. It's just frustrating. And if you're not frustrated, then you're not watching. Then you're not watching the same team.
No, I'm going to completely agree. And even though I ranted in the beginning of this podcast, and it probably sounded really negative, it's frustration because of the way the team is. The way the team is playing is frustrating. Especially being more of a goalie skewed type of person. Just the way the team is being run from the top down is frustrating. Being treated like a number is frustrating. And sometimes, but sometimes you have to address the negativity with the way the Devils not only treat the fans, but the way the Devils treat other businesses around that are trying to support the team and give to charity, and then calling them up and being really rude to them. There's a lot of frustration around, and to cap it all off, we're losing. It's like, what the hell? Like, what? We cannot be expected to keep forking over money to go watch the team lose in person. I can do that from home. I still have MSG. My cable company still carries MSG, unlike some people. Then there's another, but there's another frustration point. There's a lot of fans that can't watch the team because the cable companies are squabbling over dollars. That's a whole other problem. So the frustration level with Devils fans is extremely high right now for a lot of different reasons.
Yes, your feed is about to drop. Sorry.
As my feed is about to drop, and I'm going to be censored again. But there's frustration all around. And it comes to a point where we've dealt with this frustration for multiple years in a row. And maybe we got spoiled from 94 to 2012, where we were consistently really good.
Relevant.
And we were relevant and we were good. And we want to be good again. And to be honest, we're New Jersey, but we are part of the New York market. The New York market is one of the most saturated sports markets in the world, one of the most saturated entertainment markets in the world. And if this team wants to continue to be relevant and successful, they have to put a product on the ice that's going to win. That's the only way to be relevant in this market. Whether you like New York City or not, whether you like being lumped in with New York or not, that's irrelevant because we're part of that market. Entertainment dollars can go wherever. And are you going to say, well, a family of four or whatever has $200 to spend? Are they going to spend, $35 a head and some dollars on a team that probably won't win, or go into the city and do something else that may be a little less frustrating? And that's really the dollars and cents about it. And we're going to be here with this team, live or die for, until we're dead. Just to be blunt about it, we're going to die with this team. We're going to live and die with this team until we're done. And that's pretty evident.
Or until they get moved.
Well, at that point, then I won't have a team.
Hopefully.
But we went through, we went through that with the whole Nashville thing as we're about to win a cup. That's a whole other story. Yeah. But we're going to live and die with this team, and we're going to be with this team no matter what. But we're being held hostage by a front office that's not really doing a ton to get us into that building, and they're trying to bring parts in, but those parts aren't working. Hockey's a team sport.
I've got a question for you guys.
It's what?
Nah, because I saw a tweet out from a former New York Post writer, and his name is, and I actually screenshot it. About both NJ.com and NorthJersey.com, Star Ledger and Bergen Record are literally don't have a full-time reporter or anybody covering the New Jersey Devils. It used to be
a problem. That's a problem. The Fire and Ice blog used to be my go-to for Devils information, and then Tom Gullity went league-wide. Tom Gullity went league-wide, and then
he went to the Capitals.
What's his name?
He went to the Capitals.
I thought he went. Anyway, and then Andrew Gross.
Yep.
Andrew Gross picked it up, and then Andrew Gross was either reassigned or got a job with the Islanders. And there's been no Devils coverage since Andrew Gross has gone to the Islanders.
No, I disagree. I disagree. I disagree with that point for 1 second. You're watching the only Devils coverage there is. Now imagine if we had imagine if we had press credentials and we actually had but what people forget about us is we're just fans, we're just fans of the team. We just have a platform to sit here and lament about it.
Rant and rave.
That's not true. That the Fire and Ice blog, I 100% agree, was the place to go. It was I would read it religiously
every day every day.
Tom Galletti, he must think that we're a bunch of stalkers because there's like a few times where I've sent him like direct messages where I'm like, "We miss you, come back," and he's probably like checking around his shoulders when he's going out to take out the garbage and stuff like that.
But here's the thing: not only was it your go-to, it was an unbiased, independent account of the team. It was not someone funded and paid by the team to put out content. It was someone who was someone who was there in an unbiased, unaffiliated account of the team, which we have not had since then.
Yeah, and listen, there's. Go ahead, Sam.
No, I'm saying it was Mark Fisher on Twitter. It says, "Shame on NJ newspapers for not employing a full-time Devils reporter. Embarrassing." And then he replies to his own tweet, "It's not a press conference when the Devils' in-house reporter, quote, reporter, is the only one asking questions. Of course they're going to spin everyone. No disrespect, It's their part of their job." Absolutely. Amanda Stein, all them, they're just doing their job. We're not pointing fingers at them. But the Star Ledger and Bergen Records should be ashamed. Here's my problem, and I think this goes with the culture, and I want to see if you guys agree or not. When you don't have accountability coming from the press, when it's your own people asking the questions, where is the pressure on the coaches and players and the organization? Accountability. Normally, if you have a Larry Brooks going after the coach, my goodness, they want to kick your ass and win.
No, it's true. But you know what? That brings up such a great point, because if you listen to those, if you listen to the after game interviews, it's always it's the Devils insider, it's Amanda Stein and whoever, and it's like they work for the team, so they're going to softball pitch some question in there, like, how could the team went 0 for whatever on the power play? How can you fix that? It's like very soft and gentle, and it's a very nice place for them to land, and they'll be like, you don't have anybody. But this is also a hockey culture thing, because like hockey being like the fourth sport in America doesn't get the coverage that it should, and they probably don't have the reporters that should be going in there holding a microphone under somebody's nose. Basically, like, you just got your wheels blown off by Winnipeg. Mm-hmm. How dare you come into this locker room and call yourself a hockey team? They don't have anybody with the balls to like go against and push a Tortorella like Larry Brooks did in the past.
What would you ask Lindy? How would you guys?
No, when I asked Lindy, I would ask him this. Okay, so this would be my first question as a beat reporter. I'd be like, Lindy Ruff, this is Scott from the Let's Go Devils podcast. Got a question for you. I might have had like 4 or 5 beers before this question, but now I got the liquid courage to tell you that your power play is god-awful and you're a gutless worm for putting that same unit out there every night, and you have no idea what you're doing, do you? Do you have any idea? Does your coaching staff have any idea how to run a power play? Do you have any idea how to tell your coaching staff how to set up a power play? Do you have any idea how to even get pressure on a goal? Do you have any idea how to tell your guys to go across the blue line and take a shot on goal and stop trying to take a fancy pass? Do you have any idea how to tell your defensemen to stop slew-footing people out there? Are you a moron? Have you been hitting the head with a tack hammer?
It's not slew-footing, it's the ice.
Yeah, no, I'm just...
Next question. Shorts guy.
Next question?
Oh, and then I would sit down.
All right, here you go.
Or get punched in the face.
Here's my question. Right now, as we sit, here's my question. Are you happy with 18 goals against in the last 3 games?
But that's a great question. But even that, they'd be like, no, of course we're not happy. I'd be like, I would follow that up with, well, how do you fix it, dummy?
Yeah. So, all right. So let me rephrase my question.
Lindy's going to stab me.
Whatever.
We're not
Let him stab me.
reporters, guys.
Whatever. I won't
take.
And that's fine.
Professional reporters.
All right. So let me rephrase my question. What are you going to do to fix 18 goals against in the last 3 games?
See, that's a great question.
Give me what you're going to do to fix 18 goals against in the last 3 games.
Okay,
who's going to get benched? Who's going to get pulled up?
Can we do a little role play here for all those that are like,
let me just ask
French
my
maid.
question, and let me be Lindy Ruff.
Oh yeah,
I'll
go
pretend
ahead.
to be Lindy Ruff, but let me do my Lindy
You'll be
Ruff question.
okay.
I'd say, Lindy, 18 goals last 3 games. 18 goals last 3 games, Lindy. Obviously, defensively, things aren't working out. Do you think that the no fun zone is starting to become fun for the opposing team?
We're trying. It's a hard process. We're going to work on that in practice every day. And, these guys know that there's a responsibility in front of the net to protect McKenzie or, whoever's in net for us that night. And we're going to make sure that they understand that
talk with a Canadian accent. You need a little, he has a little Canadian accent in there.
Oh, yeah. You got to go in there and make sure you clear them out, because if you don't, boys, you're going to get yourselves in a heap of trouble there, and I'll tell you what, now you get a hooser and a doozer. Yeah, I'm going to get punched right square in the face. I'm going to be like, Lindy Ruff, I'm a huge fan. Bam, right in the mush. That dude can still fight too, so I'm setting myself up for
Oh, I'm sure he can.
But hey,
and I tell you what.
So here's my next
hold your
question.
toes to the fire. Okay.
Here's my follow-up question.
Hold up the mic.
Here we go.
All right, here's my follow-up question. What the hell are you doing in practice to fix this?
Oh, we're making them skate from boards to boards, and sometimes when you get them to go from board to board, they don't realize how much they're really working. You get that conditioning out there so they can go out there and they can skate with anybody, boys, and they're going to put it up in the top cords if they need to. But I'll tell you one thing, boys, they're going to go really out there and go real skate hard, and they're going to be able to condition real well, and they're going to get their lungs going, and they're going to get their their wheels under them, and maybe sometimes you might get their slew foot out there too. You know what I mean, boys? Dude.
But there are no, like you said, it's all softball questions, and no one is like I know we're not Toronto, and I know we're not whatever, but a hockey market like Toronto, as vitriol as Toronto can be, at least there's multiple reporters holding the players and the coaches' feet to the fire when it's not going well. It doesn't seem to work in Toronto, so that may not be the best example, because it doesn't seem to work in Toronto because they can't get past the first round, just like Edmonton can't get past the first round either. However, there's at least pressure. There's no pressure here in New Jersey. There's no pressure here in New Jersey.
And you would think that would be a good thing too, like the non-pressure factor
of
you would being in a market.
You would think that.
You would be like,
it leads to me. It's leading to mediocrity. That's what it's leading to. We're becoming a mediocre team. We're becoming a mediocre team that's looking to get a high draft pick, to sell jerseys for a short amount of time until we get another high draft pick to sell more jerseys for a short amount of time, to get another high draft pick to sell jerseys for a short amount and is a repeated cycle.
No matter what happens, if the Devils
by Philadelphia ownership,
the ownership group will make a lot of money. They bought a distressed asset, is what they said in their press conference when they first bought the team, $330 million. If you look at Forbes magazine, it's probably up to $750, $800 million. When Seattle Kraken and Golden Knights entered the league, they pocketed $18 million direct deposit to their account for that initiation fee. They're making money, and I want the ownership group to make money. The only thing I want is winning. That's all. Winning. Yeah.
I want the ownership group to care about winning. I want the ownership group to care about winning. They don't care about winning. They care about the dollars and cents going into their own damn pockets, and they don't care about the Devils winning anything. I want
Steve Cohen on the Mets. He gets burnt, and then he just spends money. I don't
know. Listen, do you want a menacing Jerry Jones crazy lunatic? No, I don't want that. I want to. Okay,
but I want to see a pissed off owner. I want to see a press conference with a pissed off owner.
I want to see
ask you, why are you so mad? And he goes crazy.
Let me tell you this.
I'm going to have to agree with Sam. I want to agree with Sam. I want to see ownership that gives a crap about their team.
Oh, I agree.
And our ownership
100%.
doesn't. Where's our ownership been in all this?
No, I've seen David Blitzer in some of those Zoom calls, and what he says.
Oh yeah.
I've seen David Blitzer.
Wait. A live Zoom call that's happening while it's dark out and it's light behind him out of his window.
And then
Not live,
talks
live.
about
live.
I love
Again,
like
sorry,
Shorts guy
I'm
when he
complaining.
says
I'm being negative.
when,
Sorry.
when Shorts guy said I wonder where the management is right now. My brain just went like full cartoon mode to like a yacht somewhere in the Caribbean where they're all sitting there with cigars going, must be nice, you know, like that's exactly where my brain goes. But like, listen,
lost
I
another
can speak.
game. That's okay. That was $10 million in the bank anyway. Doesn't matter to us.
I mean, like being a fan of the Devils throughout the '90s and the 2000s, and also being a Yankees fan and a Giants fan, I was more than spoiled, my friend. I was eating caviar out of a bathtub that was floating in the middle of the Caribbean while being whatever, blah blah blah. I couldn't come up with any other analogies, and I hate caviar. But anyways, my point being is like being a Devils fan, like we were spoiled to a point. Like Sam said, we got so used to being relevant and winning, and just it was like a no-brainer that we were going to make it into the playoffs. We didn't know what was going to happen in the playoffs, and we were pissed off beyond belief when we got bounced in the first round. How could this happen? How could this happen? But now it's like we get so excited on a 3-game winning streak because we go, oh my God, there it is. And then it's like everybody's like, don't be negative. And we're like, we're not. And then all of a sudden crap happens and it's like, oh, you get so deflated and let down. We have no choice but to be negative.
We were spoiled because we had management that wanted us to win.
Excellent.
And we also expected us to win. And therein lies that pressure to be great. And that pressure is no longer there, with the exception of a small group of us who want us to be great. Other than that, the dollars come in the door and the dollars stay within the building. No matter if the Devils win or lose, dollars come in the door, and that's all it's come to. There's no pressure to be great. There's no pressure to be great other than us.
Oh my God, I just thought of something brilliant.
I have a serious question, though.
Go ahead.
Yes.
I don't know if I should ask it.
Ask it. Ask away.
What would you rather have? A rich ownership group like what we have now and losing, or be poor with our previous owner and remember 2012 and all that winning?
Poor with the previous owner because they gave a crap about the team. The team was more accessible to us as the fans. Now we're nothing but a commodity and dollars in the door, and that's all we are, numbers on a ledger sheet.
Poor owner winning or rich owner and lots of marketing, but no winning? Beer Baron. It's a tough question, isn't it?
So everybody remembers like 2012 so fondly, and 2012 was great, but 2012 was also an anomaly because, you know, we lost because of the poor owner. It wasn't like the Devils were super relevant leading up to 2012. Like they were like ebbing and flowing. I mean, 2012 was amazing. And then after that, everything just started to really crumble in front of your eyes. And you could see like what happens to a team that has an older, not older, but well, yeah, older, but like an older mindset with the GM. And then you have an owner who can't really afford to ice the team that we want to see. And you saw what happened. And it was shambles and a disaster. And to be honest with your podcast, this is like podcast. Beer, just regular beer. So to answer your question, like it's almost a lose-lose situation because poor ownership that doesn't have the money but cares about the team can't really, in this NHL, bring you to where you need to be. Rich owners that don't care about the team will throw money around and not care about whether we're winning or losing. So in both situations, you lose. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like 2012.
They throw the money around to the wrong places. Like, for example, and this is going to sound nitpicky and negative, blah, 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 blah. Do we really need a stupendous on ice graphic system?
I
What
mean, we don't
does
even
that get
utilize
us
it. We don't even utilize it the way we should, and that pisses me off too.
But because you're an art person, and I get that. But does that get us points in the standings? Does that get us wins in the win column?
No,
No.
no.
So why? So what's the point? Why do we? What's the point? You know, I'm not going there. I'm not going there to see stupid graphics on the ice. If I'm going there, I want to see my team beat the snot out of the other team and win. That's that.
Hey,
But we don't
like,
do that.
It's driving a Lamborghini with a four-cylinder engine in it. That's what it is. You could have all the bells and whistles you want. You could have third and fourth and fifth jerseys. You could have. Yeah, it's super frustrating. That's all this team is anymore. It's frustrating.
It's frustrating as hell because I want this team. You want this team. Sam wants this team. Scotty wants this team to do well. We all want this team to win. We all love this team more than anything. But this ownership group
podcast
seems to put the money in the wrong spots. And we're not. Go ahead, Sam. I'm being too negative.
No.
So.
I'm going to change it to what it is.
Focus group. Oh yeah.
That's what this podcast has become, a focus group meeting, right?
Oh my God. And I would have loved to have been in the focus groups for that new. I know I wasn't here for the rant about the jersey. I would have loved to have been in the focus group for that jersey, or for the Smashville jersey, because I heard you talking about that when I was frozen and being censored by the front office. Or the Tampa jersey. They're just terrible. Like, ask fans. Ask the people that are in the building. Ask the people that are in the building. Do you like this? Do you like A, B, or C? And they'll tell you A, B, and C suck. Do it again.
Listen, dude. We've been talking about this for years, about different concepts and different ideas of not just jerseys, but ideas of everything, including what was the NWHL in the NHL All-Star game, including, doing things bigger and better than the game, going outside of the boundaries of the game, having outdoor games that include other teams than the original six, doing things that, like the Stadium Series, at least it's Tampa Bay and Nashville. But I mean, it's only Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay is back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. It's not because it's Tampa Bay. It's because they are the current repeating champions. There's other things that this league could do. And this is not even talking about the negativity and horrible things that were coming out of Chicago. This is not talking about the things that the league does that needs to, like the overabundance of racism that's in this game that needs to be fixed, and the things that need to be fixed about hockey culture, the game that we love, that sometimes I read articles about and I'm like, golly, I can't even stomach the game that I love.
PK's tweet
the other day? That's it. And that's exactly what I'm alluding to.
Get these messages
daily,
every day.
Daily. Oh. Listen, the game itself is stuck in the mud. You look at what's going on with Major League Baseball right now, and they're in a lockout, and there's a good chance that they're going to be missing a good chunk of this season. The NFL is a juggernaut, and you can't touch the NFL. NBA is in a different atmosphere too, and the NHL just sits there in this quiet little corner, thinking that we're going to be okay because we're the NHL. No, we're not. You need to fix a lot of what's wrong with this game. You need to fix all the marketing issues that you have with this game. It's not just with the Devils, because it is. Listen, the Devils are lucky to even have a team right now, because we are in a market that they can easily be squashed.
We're lucky to have a team in Jersey.
We are lucky to have a team in
New Jersey.
And
we almost went to Nashville.
And this team should embrace, like, we embrace that we're Jersey and we're Jersey tough. No, we're not. We're Jersey tough on, like, paper. We say, like, a cool post or a cool little Instagram thing. Prove that you're Jersey. Go into the community more and do more in the community. Push this team to be the only team that's in New Jersey, because you know what? You have other professional sports teams, and no offense to you, but you have other professional sports teams that play and practice in New Jersey and don't give a damn about the state. And that all they want to do is rep New York. The New York Giants, guess where they play? The New York Jets, guess where they play? The New York Red Bulls, guess where they play? This is Jersey's team. And you know what? It doesn't feel like it half the time. It just feels like we're here. And we're not trying to be negative. It's frustration, dude. And if anybody wants to blast us on social media, I could care less. But you know what? You're missing the point. If you're thinking we're being negative, you are missing the point. You are not watching this team. You are not watching what's going on with this. Negativity suck. No, I'm not going to go that far. I'll say this. I will say this, though. You are missing the point as a fan. If you're not frustrated with how this team has been since 2012, you are missing the point.
Yeah.
You're missing
Agreed.
the point.
You know what?
Damn, dude.
You want to get Jersey. Well done. Well done. You want to get Jersey strong, Jersey tough? Guess what? Put a hockey academy together and start building talent in this state, and then featuring local Jersey tough talent on the ice.
Oh my God.
Get players that care about not only the state but the crest. Don't just, and that's that's a pipe dream. But you're right. We are the only team in this state that represents New Jersey. The only team. And my other love represents New York but plays New Jersey. That's fine. I get it. We have Jersey kids on the roster that bleed for the crest. We don't have that. Our last Jersey guy was Palmieri, and we traded him. He was a Jersey kid, so we traded him.
Yeah, he was a Jersey kid, and it's not like he's been lighting it up in Long Island either. I think his time kind of like petered itself out, and all this stuff, and seeing that Jack Hughes is committed. The comments that Jack was saying about this team are exactly what you want to see out of this team. But here's the other thing too, is this fan base that drives me absolutely up a wall, because nobody can be on the same page, and it's got to be these divisions of you're right and I'm wrong, and this is right and that's wrong. In your opinion, it's stupid because you don't It's super territorial and it's stupid. We all root for the same team, and we're in a state that has one professional team, and we can't even rely on each other. We can't even rely on each other. I'm going to lose my voice before the end of this podcast. We can't even rely on each other to have. No, we can't even rely on each other to have each other's back, because I guarantee you we'll get off this podcast and there'll be some schmuck out there who represents the Devils or who is a Devils fan. They'll be like, oh, the Let's Go Devils podcast, those guys suck because this, and this. No, stupid, you suck. Because you can't, we should all line up together. We should all be fighting the same fight, but we can't. We all disagree. We all have to be, you think we're negative? Go on Twitter and read half the stuff that you see on Twitter. Like, Nico shouldn't be the captain.
And this is why I don't read Twitter. This is why I don't read Twitter. Because
it blows your mind, because these people don't know what they're talking about. Some of them are like, oh, I don't like the way the New Jersey looks. It's like, who cares? I don't like the way New Jersey, who cares? There's certain things that, we could squabble about, but for the sake of this team, we're so divided as a fan base. And you want to talk about what is another thing that we need to fix? That's another thing that they could fix at The Rock, is figuring out how to bring us together as a fan base. We have one team, one. All of us have different baseball teams. All of us have different hockey or different football teams, or even different soccer teams. But we have one hockey team that we all agree on. One. And for crying out loud, people,
you two are
start getting on the same page.
Although you two are only allowed to agree about one local soccer team, by the way, because I say so.
That's true.
Anyway.
That's true.
Remember one thing, what this podcast was founded on. It's called Let's Go Devils, because that's the only thing we can actually agree on. It was actually, that was part of the whole premise. Secondly, it was three guys at a bar, right? That's how it all started. It started with one rant on Facebook Live, and then it just took a life of its own. And I also want to say that this is the Let's Go Devils podcast focus group meeting. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Beer Baron and Shorts Guy. If you're just joining in, but I just want to read out some comments on YouTube Live. YouTube Live is giving us a lot of love.
Sam,
yep.
Before you read those comments, for the Devils front office that is listening to the podcast and is going to steal stuff from this podcast,
and we know you're listening.
At least, please give us some credit when you steal stuff from us. By the way.
Oh yeah, that too. Or anybody else out there that wants to steal an idea, who cares? Steal it all you want. It's a free world. Give credit.
Just give us credit.
Give credit where it's due.
Just give us credit.
Crying out loud.
Anyway.
Sorry, Sam.
All right, Sam. Go
I'm
with
tuned
the
up.
comments. I feel like I might need another beer.
Gotta love that script font, that script font with those bars on it. It looks good.
I know. Maybe if they would
It's
make a
growing
jersey with
on me.
that script
It's
font, I
growing
don't
on
know.
me.
It's not
Growing
growing
on
on me whatsoever.
You know
It's
what?
not
I
growing
saw
on
him
me.
in person,
Then it
and I was
won't be
like, all
worn
right.
by me.
I think I'm actually getting one as a gift, and again, begrudgingly
not.
getting one as a gift.
I am not.
No, like I don't
will
have a
rock
choice.
that green jersey. Actually, you know what
I
I'll
love
rock?
that.
I'll rock
I
our
love
own
that green
podcast
jersey.
jersey. I'll rock
Yeah.
our podcast jerseys before that jersey. Could have been so
honestly
much.
though.
Could have been. Anyway, I'm not going to get into
Yeah,
that.
it's.
Oh,
I
and I
read
guess-
something the other day that made a lot of sense. It's like you can't live in the past because you can't change it. You can't live in the future because you don't know what's going to happen. So live in the moment, right? Mindfulness. It's the whole thing, man. It's all about being mindful and all that kind of stuff. All that's great and all, but when your past is filled with
And
success
by the way,
and happiness, yeah.
Ryan Mann just put it into the Facebook chat. People are starting to accept a jersey, which you shouldn't have to accept a jersey. You should love it immediately. But
That's a good point.
I'm going to agree. I'm going to agree with Ryan because this comment goes on to say, but they left a whole lot of potential on the table, which is absolutely true. That jersey, there was so much potential on that table. Starter had a fantastic black jersey in the late 90s that wasn't even an official jersey. That is just disgustingly awesome. But there's
Dude,
Ryan, you are correct, Ryan.
out.
You are correct, Ryan. There was so much potential on that table that they just left it out.
I have a blacked out Elias jersey from I think it's a Reebok that put out when Reebok took over, and it is absolutely filthy too. The crest, you can barely see it. It's like black and gray with the red outline around it. But the thing is, what kills me about the new third jersey is it isn't like they make it seem like they're like, oh, and I don't want to go into a whole other thing about this because it would be like whatever.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure you guys hash this out on another podcast, but it's
no. But it's not even that. It's just like I think everybody's talked about it so much to the point where it's like, okay, we can't change it. But you look at the jersey and it's like they want to put it out there like, oh, it's Marty's jersey and he'd been working on it for years and blah blah blah. And I was like, and I think that made me like it more. But then you look at the Predators jersey and you look at the Tampa Bay jersey and you're like, there's something about these three. And if you've ever had any kind of design job or if you've ever been in graphic design, you could see similarities in things. They don't have to look exactly the same. And that's not what I'm talking about. There's just similar themes that are going on.
You and I have done enough design work to where you can come up with 4 designs, one of which you absolutely love and one that you put minimal effort into, and your customer will look at you and go, oh my God, that's awesome, for the one you put no effort into.
100%.
And not the one that you think is phenomenal. Every time. So you and I have done enough work like that, and that's what happens. It's you look at all 3 of these jerseys, and I love, for the new jersey, I love the idea of the history behind the jersey with the old Newark teams, the 21 stripes, the 21 counties. I love that connection. And then you look at the logo and you're like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Anybody that says we don't call it jersey, no, we do. We call it jersey. I'm from Jersey. You call it.
Yeah, but it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, we call it jersey, but you're not allowed to call it jersey. We can call it jersey. Not you, us. It's just, but there's something that doesn't sit right. It's like, it's like, yeah, I call it jersey, but I don't call it jersey at the same time. And as much as as little sense as that makes, it's one of those things. It's like it's not. It's almost not Jersey to call it Jersey. As dumb as that sounds.
I get it.
It's
I
the
get
Jersey.
it.
Like we say, like the Jersey Shore. Like yeah, I'm from Jersey and this and that, but you don't call it. It's not Jersey. I don't know. It's just something doesn't sit right with me, and I've had discussions with a buddy of mine at work, and it's just like we've talked about this jersey, and he's not a Devils fan, and it's like we're both like, it's just not.
It's just missing something because, like,
it's
also from a design point,
creativity is what it's missing.
Yes, because you look at script. Even the script is very generic script, and that drives me crazy too. How cool would it have been if they like did like a whole almost graffiti style with the word Jersey? Like if they took it out and they made it gnarly as hell.
State.
Or the outline of the state.
Okay, so
ghosted behind
here's
it.
Here's the old defunct New Jersey Cardinals. There we go. It's the Cardinals logo, but our state. And this is why I bought this hat, because I was tired of going to shows. And everyone either had a Boston or a New York hat. And I'm like, I'm not from either of those places. I'm from Sussex County, New Jersey. And this hat, to me, represented home. There's home. Yeah. It's in blue at the top of the damn state. And there's my state on the hat. That jersey is just not it. And I was so excited for that jersey, and I was like, ew.
Yeah, they could have easily done like a white out, like take the Devils logo, drop the circle behind it, and just white out the whole logo itself. And that would have been fantastic. Which is something by the way, and there's some great designs out there.
Ray Leo is correct. We are beating a dead horse.
Yes, we are.
Ray
we
Leo
should leave
is correct.
it alone.
We are beating a dead horse because it is not changing. You're correct, Ray. It's not changing, and it is what it is. But hey, you know what?
I'm gonna get one,
whatever,
and I don't care about it.
The Devils made fun of me for calling out the fact that they have no graphics department for dumb Instagram crap. So whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my own third jersey. There'll be a fourth jersey.
Yeah.
A podcast jersey? Podcast.
Yeah. So just want to read off some comments. Info guy in 1978. He asked how old we were. I said we're not millennials. But he asked
old enough to know better.
They don't even market on News 12 New Jersey or on billboards on the highways.
Nope. Nope. It's like we're New Jersey. It's like we're New Jersey's forgotten child.
Yeah.
Like we're your only sports team, dude.
I see that crap blue team from New York and not the Rangers on a billboard up here on 15 South, and I hate it every single time. So you're right. We don't market anywhere on billboards.
The Somerset Patriots team. The Somerset Patriots, who I absolutely love. I absolutely love the Somerset Patriots. Maybe the Devils should go and talk to them about marketing, because that team, you could find them everywhere. You could go to supermarkets, you could see them. You could go anywhere, especially in the area where their stadium is over in Bridgewater. The Somerset Patriots,
hold on, wait. Maybe if our owners were actually from New Jersey and not Philadelphia, they would care. Sorry.
That's true. Although Blitzer was from Scotch Plains, apparently. So
yeah, but he was a Rangers fan before he bought the team. That's what I heard.
Most people are, but that's the problem. But that's the other problem too. Is the thing is, because the Devils came into the state in 1982, a lot of these older money people,
a lot of the older fans.
I'm a Rangers fan because my dad was a Ranger fan. Yeah,
and my dad is included in that. My dad was a Ranger fan before the Devils got here because my grandmother was an original Six Rangers fan. And that's fine. But, like, the ownership group doesn't care. They don't care. They're not Devils fans. They're money fans.
Well, guys,
have we complained enough, Sam? Have we been negative enough?
Final thoughts?
No, not at all. This is called focus group meeting. This is a focus group
I'm on the podcast twice. I'm on the podcast like 2 or 3 or 4 times since last April, and all I did was bring it down to just negativity left, right, and center tonight.
Stop it. No, you know what you did?
I
You
need
know
to
what
have
you did
more
is you got
beer.
you caused healing. You caused healing tonight. You got a lot of these things that we haven't been able to talk about. We were able to just kind of vomit all
out
over the airs. Yeah. And now I feel better. I'm going to go to sleep happy tonight. I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to sleep happy. And I will start my final thought.
I had to get it out after today. I had to get it out after all the crap I heard today. I had to get some crap out.
Yeah, no, and rightfully so. And
I mean, it's therapy.
And to start my final thought, I think I'm going to say this. For everybody out there that does listen to us, we appreciate you, and we appreciate everybody that's, given us support through the years, and all the fans that we've come across and all the fans that we've bumped into, and this, that, and the other thing. And we hope that that we look at your comments, we think about you guys all the time, and we might not get a chance to say them all the time like we used to. That's just because I go off and start just going off on a tangent. But we do see you guys, we do appreciate all of you, and better times will be around the corner. I feel like this team, we might be in a little rut right now, but I feel like this team has the wherewithal to get out of it. So I'm hoping, and I'm going to put a prediction on the next game. Devils win 5-2. That's the prediction.
Short guy.
No, you guys aren't on board with that.
Now, all right.
Yeah, to bring the positivity.
I'm gonna so I'm gonna echo a little bit of what Beer Baron said. Again, to the listeners, if you're new, you may not recognize who I am. Whatever, blah blah blah. It is fun when we get to meet you guys at Devils games, and I would personally love to get to more games, but my schedule doesn't allow it. But we are grateful for all of you that listen, and I do think that this is a week that the Devils can get on track because we play Ottawa, Philadelphia, Nashville, and then New York Islanders. 3 of those 4 teams are about in the same crap position we are, and if we can capitalize on that, that would be 2, 4, 6 points going forward, and that would be great. That would be some confidence, and then going into, other games. Actually, we play Philadelphia twice in the next almost 10 days, so we've got some opportunities for points. So my final thought is get the points when you can get the points, and then go from there. As negative as I've been today, I do love this team without any shadow of a doubt. I just don't like how the team's being run.
Just on that note, Shorts guy, I'll go through my final thoughts. The bottom half of the Metropolitan Division are all on losing streaks at the moment. Mm-hmm. So it's time to feast on the vulnerable, although we're in that same category. But last but
we're not in the bottom, but I agreed.
Since we talked about marketing and all that kind of stuff, I just want to say that this telecast is copyrighted by the Let's Go Devils podcast for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this podcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the podcast without the Let's Go Devils podcast consent is prohibited. Do you know what that means?
Listen to that, Devils front office. Don't steal our stuff.
Trademark, baby.
Oh, is that? Wait. Sorry, was that too forward? Was that too forward, Sam?
What do you mean?
By telling the Devils front office not to steal our stuff.
It's very subtle. They probably won't even get the message.
Hey, for the interns that are listening, don't even bother. For the interns listening tomorrow, don't even bother bringing this stuff up at the meeting because it's ours. Sorry.
Want to thank all those.
You're gonna be on a wanted poster. You're gonna be on a wanted poster outside the Prudential Center.
Whatever. I've been kicked out of band. I've been kicked out of and banned from places. Whatever. It's no big deal. Ban me. I don't care. Don't steal our stuff.
We'll just call corporate. Ryan's Long Island.
The only thing I haven't done is I have not been sent to the mobile command center. Or the mobile command unit, whatever the hell it's called, outside the arena. My name's not Joe.
We've been there before, helping friends out.
We have.
Second game of all time at the arena.
First.
Anyway.
First.
Was it the first night?
It was the first.
Oh,
You didn't know where it was
that's another
going.
story for another day. All right. We got to cut the cord. Thank you, everybody, for coming or actually watching the podcast tonight. I'll be at Taj Lounge 97.3 for Devil's Game Day Live with Vinny Parisi. And Scotty, Devil's After Dark, will be back tomorrow night. Till next time, let's go. Uh-oh. The music just ran out.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, it's been one of those nights. Anyway, I'll just play something else. Till next time, let's go Devils.
On a cold